Roasted lamb? Yeah. Thank you. What is awkward about the timing? Rushed it. It was rushed. That's what someone else said, but that's... Moshe was... I'm talking about the timing.
Late at night?
It was late at night, by the way. No, you didn't have to have a midnight brunch or something like that. My question to all of you regarding the Pesach celebration on the night of the 15th, as you decided and said correctly, the timing is a bit awkward. What are we celebrating that night?
Gula.
The redemption. He's very careful to use the word Geula and not Yitziah. The wheels of redemption indeed happened that night, but the Yitziah, the departure, when did we get a green light from God to leave?
In the morning.
Why was there a delay?
Because Hashem was busy doing what he was doing.
Oh, really? I was told by very special faith sources that God can do 2 and even 3 and more things at the same time.
Doesn't want it to take us out in the...
At night, why not? Famous Midrash. Who's watching at night? People are sleeping at night. The Talmud says, or the Midrash says, Shelo niyeh ke ganavim balayla. We shouldn't be like thieves at night, leaving when no one is watching. Therefore, we left only when? And during the day. What? It's in the group. You can find it on the group. Okay? Thank you. So, gentlemen, the Yitziah was during the day, yes or no? Yes. It says, Vayi bayom, during the day that God took us out. And there's another pasuk at the end of the chapter in 12. Vayi be'etzem hayom hazeh. On the very day. So we went out during the day and not during the night. Are you thinking about a celebration coming up in a few months for yourself? God willing, yes or no? You're hoping and praying, yes or no?
Yes.
There you go. Are you going to celebrate tonight?
No.
Why not?
It's not the time.
It's not the time. It hasn't happened. What's weird or unusual about that, the night of the 15th, the Yov, you said, that night of the celebration? It's... No. It's what? That celebration is happening when? Before what? Spit it out. Before we left Egypt. Isn't that weird? We're celebrating eating the Paschal lamb. All families are in one house and we're together. That's the original block party that you had in New Jersey or whatever. And we're all together. But the departure, the exodus, has yet happened. Wow, what faith we have in Hashem. He's making the calls, and we're celebrating. That's like a public Paschal Lamb celebration, yet everyone has his private obligation. Yes, everyone? Yes? It's a national celebration. We're celebrating our freedom. Is it correct? We all agree that the Pesach offering is symbolic and representing our national freedom. Yes or no? Please argue against it. I'm not shoving anything down your throat. Yes? Who, what we learned in that chapter, does not have a green light to eat the Paschal lamb? Very good. Quite obvious that if you're uncircumcised, you cannot partake in eating. And if your children are not circumcised, then the father cannot eat the meat of the Korban Pesach. What idea can we bring home to ourselves about this correlation here, this connection here between Korban Pesach, which represents the national identity of the Jewish people, the oneness of God, the oneness of the Jewish people, and a Brit Milah.
Brit meet Brit.
What is the connection?
It's the Brit. It's the Brit with together.
You're right, but what's the connection to Brit Milah? Nationhood without our culture, our Torah, is not nationhood. Brit Milah represents, the essence of what Torah Judaism is about. That a Brit is called which word am I looking for? 3-letter word quickly. Like tefillin and Shabbat we said last week? Oat. Spell it. You're my speller today.
Aleph, Vav, Tav.
Yeah, you said 2 ways. Which should I accept the first way or the
Aleph,
second?
Vav, Tav.
Very good. Excellent. Aleph, Vav, Tav. Oat. Shabbat, tefillin, and Brit Milah are an oath, a sign, a bond of interconnection. Something, it's in our soul. It's in not our physical guts. It's in our inner spiritual guts. There is no element of nationhood without serving Hashem. It's a very deep idea. One of the famous parts of Sefer Orot, Rav Kook writing this in the late 1920s, early 1930s, when he's visioning what's going to be happening. And he talks about in an earlier article that the state of Israel is the Yesod Kisei Malchut Hashem Ba'olam, if I'm remembering it by heart, probably making a mistake. It's the foundation of God's throne in the world, the state of Israel. He envisions the state like 15 years before it happens, and that's the throne of God? Yeah. The nation returning to its land, making it an independent entity, a state to rule over itself after 2,000 years of galut, culminating in the greatest massacre in world history of the Holocaust. And now we go from the lowest pits of the galut to such an elevation of ruling over our lives, declaring the state of Israel, and how Russia and other countries voted yes on behalf of that. We don't even understand. God's hand was part of that UN resolution in 1948, Tafshin Chet. Rav Kook writes an article about 2 ideals that we have. One called Idea HaLeumit, the national ideal, and another called Ha'idea HaElokit, the divine ideal. Nationhood without Torah is not the same thing. And the Torah, doing it in Toledo, Ohio, even Cincinnati, is not the same thing like doing it as a nation in Eretz Yisrael. A nation and the Torah are integrated, are intertwined. They're one. Maybe this idea, which I studied with my father and Rabbi Horowitz, Pesach, together with Brit Milah. Pesach, giving us our national identity. We're about to leave. We're going to become a divine nation under God's leadership and tutelage. Yet without Torah mitzvot, it's not the same thing. A nation without its Torah, our nation without its Torah is not the same thing. So this idea is very important. We don't. The parsha is so detailed in so many things, and of course we're undercutting ourselves. We only have 4 hours a week to study together, and you have a teacher that doesn't have the ability to teach even more. So we're really in bad shape. You agree?
No.
Okay. I like people like this sitting by my side. So this is a very important point. Learn about it. There's more to learn about it, of course, but the two are one. A nation with its Torah. Thank you.